gentlemen, and all my non-binary friends of the Bay Area. It's your Bay in the Bay, Shalu, and we are celebrating the International Women's Day this whole week by honoring and celebrating incredible women. And right now, I have with me Anjali Rimi. She prefers the pronouns she, they, and she is holding the flag for the transgender community in the Bay Area. Anjali is the co-founder and president of America's only trans-led, trans-centering South Asian queer organization of the Parivar Bay Area. The Parivar Bay Area focuses on saving South Asian trans hetero families who are living in the Bay Area, fighting for trans equity, economic justice within the South Asian diaspora and beyond. And you know what? She helps cultivate trans LGBT inclusive workspaces as a diversity, equity, inclusion coach. Welcome to the show. It is my honor to have you out here.
Thank you so much, Shalini. I'm excited to be here. Hi, everybody.
So tell me something. When you made the decision to come out as a transgender woman, how did your life change? Because I know that maybe the South Asian community is one of the toughest communities, which I would say is in terms of acceptance of any different personality trait.
Well, it's a funny dichotomy of the South Asian community and culture, right? Because historically we prayed to the women. We have seen transgender gods, and yet we have such irony in how communities struggle to accept us. So when I came out, to me, it was the 8-yard saris and the whole color shebang that happened because I was free. I was free as a bird, and I was a butterfly from a larva and a cocoon that had burst open. So I could not be more excited and grateful and just happy to be myself. Coming out, I would say, was when I came out of my mom's womb. I was born transgender.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I think it is only a blessing that I'm South Asian because I get to wear all the colors and all the saris and lehengas and all the jewelry, the really heavy ones too, that almost take my ear out.
You're looking beautiful today, by the way. And so it just feels like you had a lot of support, not only from your community, but also from your family. I see pictures of you with your mom on Facebook, and it looks like you two are very, very close.
Yes, if we're celebrating Women's History Month, we should definitely talk about my mom. She has seen a lot, coming from a minority religion and being, a victim of domestic abuse. Still, she stood as a rock for many, many people, including her own child. So I'm very blessed that I have my mom, but she was the only one fighting against the whole world when it walked out on me. I don't want to get too sappy and make you all sad.
Oh, I want to give your mom a hug right
now. She was going to be here, but she wanted to stay home. But it was a real struggle. Many, many doors closed for me when I started my transition, and the world had to see me in my true self. There were many that showed up, and those became my champions of love and acceptance and empathy in my life, especially in the South Asian community.
Absolutely. So tell me something. What is the biggest hurdle that you thought you faced, or is from the world?
It is being seen as a woman. Trans women are women. What is the definition of a woman? And again, I don't mean to be giving you all funda and getting too serious. But
we would love to learn.
Women's definitions are so different. Like, is it gender that's assigned at birth? It's not. It's how we think and how we act and how we present ourselves. And gender is such a fluid thing. So who cares about the women, man, gender binary? So my biggest struggle has to be seen as a woman and as something more than that, because once I started being seen as a woman, I was next the attraction and the objectification of many things, whether it's fetishes, sex, or certain chores that are supposed to be done by a woman. So that's been my biggest struggle, to say that I am a woman, you see me for a woman, but I'm also a courageous, independent woman that makes us all be able to move forward the women's movement, because we are not any less than men.
Absolutely. You said it there, sister. I love that. So tell me something. What is the one word that you have for the transgender community in the Bay Area? Because I know there are a lot of people who are still struggling to, one, identify themselves, and also not having the same level of confidence that you have gained from all the support that you got over the years. So what is the one word that you would give out to them and let them know that they're not here alone? We are with them. You and I both.
Absolutely, we are with them. I want to say to all the trans, gender non-binary, intersex, Hijra, Koti, Kwajasera, trans folks, folks who are on the gender spectrum, that they are not alone. In fact, those that are not with them are alone. And I would just love to let them know that they are loved and that they are actually existing powerfully beyond their courage. And that is what everyone else just needs to see. I often see this when I'm in spaces and people figure me out or I disclose that I'm transgender. I think it gives them a sense of self introspection as to how they couldn't be courageous to be able to pursue their dreams or be their true selves. So I think that is what each and every trans person, any place they walk into, they talk into, they exist into, bring that. They bring that courage and that they are just never alone because of that.
It's been an honor to have you on the show today, Anjali. Thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for ensuring that trans women are women and including me in this program. And you were so much fun. Radio Mirchi, it's hot.
It is hard. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Mirchi 1170 AM, and it's your Bay in the Bay, Shalu. Anjali and I have been speaking about San Francisco as we spoke. I was telling her that maybe San Francisco is the only place in the world where there is full-on acceptance because it's a melting pot of all cultures, and it has like all sorts of people from all sorts of castes, creeds, religions, color, and of course, gender. But it was very interesting to know another side about San Francisco. Anjali, tell me your story.
Well, I was very much not feeling that there's that acceptance happening in San Francisco. I came here after graduate school from Idaho, and very quickly I realized that I wasn't protected for my gender identity. And I showed up to work one day in a in a yellow top with black lining, and I was immediately let go. I couldn't stay in this country because, like many South Asians, I was on a work visa. And I had to pick up and get on a Greyhound, go all the way across to Canada and start all over again.
Goodness, how times have changed. I don't think that could I'm hoping that it doesn't happen anymore. Do you think that there are companies who would get rid of employees just on the basis of their gender preference or their sexual orientation? And I know that there has to be a law against that.
There's definitely a law, but in a country where there's 27 states, which is almost half of the states we have where it is illegal and somebody could fire you for being transgender, I will say that many spaces where trans queer people, especially of color, black trans folks, when they walk in to do their job, their identity overshadows their competency. Nobody wants to give them a second chance, whether it's working at a coffee store or whether it's working for a tech company. And that's where I want to bring the South Asians to really be invigorated to this, right? We come from a culture, irrespective of the religion or whatever it is, that has been very accepting, condoning, and not necessarily normalizing, tolerating, but yet there is so much to look back into our own homelands and learn from that rather than try to emulate and be the really posh tech cis maybe male person in the Silicon Valley. You can definitely do that, but look back into your own culture and you will see, and you can take beautiful pieces that will help you be an inclusivity ambassador yourself. You don't have to look at San Francisco to be that beacon. You can be part of that movement. San Francisco is, the West Coast, as we know in the US, is relatively new in terms of history. It's only 20 years. I was out of here early 2000s and I came back about 6 years ago. So let's really do an introspection of that.
Absolutely. So much food for thought. Well, again, thank you for being with us and sharing your story and the amazing experience that you had over here with us over here. Something to talk about to everybody who's tuning into the show right now. You listen to Mirchi 1170 AM, and it's your girl Shalu. Stay tuned because we have a lot